The one that came to me that I think of most was the issue of filtering the internet. And there was a lot, the library commissioner did come to us and say, what do you think, what do we do? And I know that, for example, one advisory board was really in favor of filtering. But it's a question of the commissions being able to use the labs, I think, is in a way that makes sense.
In Clonedale, there was virtually no representation or connection to the system at all. The commissioner seldom came and people seldom came. And I think that's one of the pushes.
So I
is
think
that doesn't happen again.
Right, so again, there's still a lot of mud in the water, right? I mean, still a lot of mud, there's still a lot of mud in the water, right? In terms
More
of.
mud than water.
More mud than water.
No, I wouldn't go there.
Although we have a document that states what,
Yeah.
hey everybody, we have a document that states kind of what is supposed to be happening. And it doesn't really talk a lot about how.
Right.
It's muddy.
And I do believe that it is the right place for this commission to be looking at directing that out, okay? So.
Right.
With the input from the labs.
So think about this,
Right.
if I'm the
But in
director,
the end, it should be about this commission directing that out.
so how in the hell can you be a director when the organizing body below you is so fragmented?
You mean,
Wait.
the commission equals the director?
But I was saying, how does the director?
What,
how's the
okay, let me
director
say that again. How can the director be expected to?
Are you talking about the library director?
I am.
Thank you.
I think you'd be a great director, Paul.
But what I'm saying is that, so if you look at these 3 or 4 subjects that we've broached, and each one comes with a different degree of fragmentation, using that metaphor, and then you move to the director, going from a library that basically has been in free fall, in my opinion, for
Right.
years.
Yeah.
He walks into the biggest mess a person could ever do. He, in my opinion, is pretty organized, but it frustrates him to come to an organization that is the governing body for him that does, everybody in their own right is a really great person, but the oneness that we're looking for.
So, yeah, that is absolutely why we're here today, and I
Right.
think that there are elements of, again, the JPA talks about what you're supposed to do. It really doesn't talk about how, and so that's where the leadership of this body needs to emerge, right? So, because it is in your interest to organize these different relationships in different
Absolutely.
ways that become efficient, and it is your job, I believe, to be so clear in your own role that you aren't creating more mud in the water by showing up in the wrong way externally
In creating white noise.
and creating white noise. So mud in the water and white noise in the air, right? So, yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna have to take the car to the wash.
yeah.
I don't have any
Are you-
question about where we should be going.
What are you about, man?
None.
Oh, no,
I'm just, my computer's still.
Okay, all right.
Me? I'm just figuring it out.
I think that, we'll have Brett and other members. Did Brett ever tell exactly who was coming, or he just left it to open?
I think it's gonna be at least
invitation?
Brett, Ken, and possibly Keo.
Okay, great, great.
I think
So-
she said she'd see me tomorrow, so I'm assuming we heard there might be one or two. Leo.
Maybe, right. So
I like
what,
I do too.
as we're moving forward, we're starting to untangle stuff and tease stuff out, right? And it actually is pretty clear that best practices exist. We actually have all the documentation that some of you went to the United for Libraries program, right? I also have some other information from the United Libraries Council, the Urban Libraries Council, of which I'm a member. And so they've done some publications that kind of help frame some things. We'll give you the packets to go home, but we need to pound this out internally here. So there are best practices, and we will bring that information to how, the conversations you have. But I think it's going to be actually quite simple to outline what it wants to be. we don't, I think we're done talking about what it is, in terms of, what I'd like to do now is focus on,
Could you reiterate, please, that last, it's going to be quite easy to, the best, and this is
I
really
think,
the
I think
best
it's gonna be,
practices?
I think it's gonna be quite easy to articulate what your roles and the different relationships should be.
Okay, thank you.
I do.
No, well, that's great. I'm glad you're up to date.
And again, it's gonna take leadership of this commission
Right.
to ensure that that is effectively embraced by the organizations that you're working with, right? And Brett and some of his staff will be here at 2:30 this afternoon as we're doing the goals and the priorities and the actions associated with that, because this is the most important strong relationship that you have to have, I think. These are both advocacy and funding and awareness, marketing, whatever, relationships associated with outreach, all of those things that you want to talk about in terms of engaging these people in continuing their support for the library, right? And this, I agree with you. I mean, there's a reason for these bodies, and it is probably better to figure out a way to also have them understand. Because if you've ever sat on, well, you're sitting on a commission now,
Well,
right?
But anyway, also, I mean, to me, there's this thing like, I don't know about having these, I mean, for me, the idea of simplifying is better, and I think because you have too many people, too many chefs, right? If these guys are both focusing on their local libraries, and that's the differentiator of these two from these guys, and it makes sense to me to collapse these two and get a very clear, like, good, you're advocating for your own library, so we know we have that voice, so you don't lose the voice. The reason you had the labs in the first place was cities don't lose their voice. But if you collapse those and have them doing that, then that's going to be a lot cleaner and easier communication. And one of the things I don't quite understand is when you're talking about your relationship to the foundation, can you make suggestions to them? Do they make suggestions to you, or are you completely separate?
Completely separate.
So really,
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Oh, Reese has a different opinion.
connectors.
Yeah, it's becoming less and less separate.
Okay.
I mean, I've watched it over the last few months, and it is majorly changing, and they're working very hard to come in line and build communication, Brett and Alex and the
Right,
rest of
but
them.
so they're
But
they're
that's-
building
They
it
are
at
coming
this
more
level.
and more in line with
That's
us.
more
Right.
with.
But
we don't have any
But not with the
No, we don't
commission,
have
but with
oversight.
But
with
the
ma- with
relationship is the
management.
foundation to the
But the
library.
communication.
Communication is better, but we have no oversight
Right,
or.
okay.
I have a thing for that page.
Yeah.
What do we do when we get a new commissioner? How does I mean, what part of what this whole day and our whole year of experience has been is, my God, what's involved in being a commissioner?
Right.
And the question is, all of us aren't gonna be around here forever, but we're gonna be replaced
Right.
on different,
So your agreement says, commissioners newly appointed to the commission shall be provided with training for their position by the commission, library director, or other persons as designated by the commission.
so that's one of the things that
Right,
we
but once you have clarity on your role, it's not.
It's not so hard to communicate
It's
it
hard
to the
because
next
it's not
person.
clear.
Right.
Right. But again, onboarding new commissioners is actually the responsibility of the commission.
But we need support.
Yes. I'm just saying that they expect that you do it or designate it to others. I mean, I don't know if you have the resources to designate it, but.
I thought Tim, like he did with me, just takes you out to coffee.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, we did have an all-day training session for the new commission.
Right, so this is.
These
But it
guys
wasn't
really
all.
report.
That was as
a brand new commission. These guys
As
have
a
a
brand
tour
new-
with
as a
us.
brand- yeah,
The Friends of Library Groups.
And
Hey, you guys, Cheryl's got a question.
Clarification, the Friends of the Library Groups also they're not reporting to you either.
no, they're completely
So
independent.
they're also
So-
reporting
Right,
to.
this is what's happening
They're not
here.
really
They're not reporting,
They're not
They're-
reporting to anybody.
no,
no,
They're-
but the relationship
For the benefit
is
of.
with each branch manager at a
Yes.
library,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
the branch manager has organized and asked on
Yes.
behalf of the
Right, but
library.
they are standalone 501c3.
So can I get an order of magnitude? Anybody know, order of magnitude? What do the Friends contribute to the library on an annual
It
basis?
varies by branch.
Sorry,
Somewhere between 10 and 30.
60,000 per runner.
Okay, there you go, 10 and 6.
So, this is a number you guys should know,
Windsor's about $12,000 a year.
but I mean collectively, to does it show up in
I've
your
heard
budget?
it, but I don't
Yes,
remember
it's
it.
on the
Is it
budget.
a $250,000
No.
collectively?
I'm on
No,
that.
wait a minute, you got 13 branches, I mean, that's not much.
No,
That'd only be,
We got 9
20.
friends groups, right?
We
Yeah,
have not, we have,
Nowhere near $250,000.
Yeah, pardon?
I shouldn't say that out loud.
Maybe 100,000.
I said, so they're just a pain in the ass, forgive me. I
no,
don't really
no,
mean
no,
that.
no, no,
I don't
no,
mean that, but I
no.
mean when you think about the amount of money that's being raised.
Oh,
and
as
the
a,
amount
okay,
And the
no.
amount of energy it possibly
Takes
takes to interact in all these different ways
Yeah.
for everybody.
on the order of magnitude of the
I don't mean
14 million,
people.
$17 million budget, you're right, it's a pain in the ass.
No, but, no, it's not a pain in the ass, because
don't
the
agree
thing
with
that it didn't get listed there, that's super important, is the goodwill and time commitment that the Friends do. I mean, the fact of the matter is that if you go to any branch, at least I know Petaluma, there are 5 or 6 women or men, rarely.
That part's not a pain, that's a great thing, that's,
I know.
that's, but that's
But the
not,
friend, yeah.
but in terms of yeah.
So
In terms of the money- the
actually,
money raising
I have a question though.
capacity, that's not the main
Right.
focus of
One
that.
one of the things though, I
That
mean,
part of
these permeable edges things.
Uh-huh.
So if someone's giving time to the library and volunteering to the library, they're doing that as an individual,
Right.
right?
Well-
And they may or may not be a member of the Friends group.
No, I'm talking about the Friends volunteering.
The Friends
Friends
volunteering.
volunteering,
On part of, on
part of
behalf
their
of their
work.
work in getting materials,
Right. The
and
book
selling
sales.
books.
It's
and
great,
things
it's a
like that.
great,
Okay,
great
okay.
thing, but
And-
the question that she was
Yep.
putting forth,
Mhm.
what is in the
Return on
relative
investment.
magnitude of dollars,
it's
not
minimal.
much, but in terms of heart and, I mean, we all can, everybody here is, I mean, they've been through the Friends, through the lab.
No.
No.
Anyway.
Okay, once again, muddy people, but muddy waters, but it's huge. What Tim says about the heart and soul part of the Friends is huge. The amount of noise they make relative to that whole fundraising thing, what are we doing this, is a weird context.
It's the most important relationship with the community that we have is through the Friends of the Library. It's critically important.
And I think I'm partly thinking about this idea, like if you put some things together and said these guys' main role with something would be, what would
Yes.
be, I hope you understand, I'm not saying
Yes.
the Friends of the Library are pain in the ass, I'm saying the whole idea about the dollar amount
Yes.
being gained from that, that's probably very challenging. What if you could say, let's reduce the focus on fundraising for these guys and increase something like advocacy
Yes.
or volunteerism or some other things that would be beneficial, because in terms of how, all this reporting back here and what are we doing with that $10,000 and dealing with that is probably a pain in the ass. Doing all these other fabulous things is wonderful.
Is
So
critical.
If we could get them to focus on those things, wouldn't that be nice? That's what
Well,
I,
and one of the.
that's what I was
An
trying to say in
example
my
of that
very
is in the
bad
election,
way.
in the election. One of the presidents of one of the Friends said to the then commissioner, if you pass this election, why do you need us?
if they're worried about losing their.
What, you know, what?
What, I'm sorry,
If you
what was the
get this
question?
$10 million a year from the election,
Right.
why do you need the Friends anymore?
Yeah.
You're gonna have all the
So
money you
did they
need.
vote no?
No, but that was their question
Yeah.
about.
But that was one person's
Yeah.
question.
Okay, okay.
Absolutely, I mean, the biggest point is you made is that they are you guys got it right, they are a huge heartthrob and function of the whole
Right.
library system.
So Paul, so hang on, because the point of that comment is that what they think they're doing is raising money, when really what they're doing is many more important things. If we could help them see the more important things they're doing and unfocus on the money,
Which
you'd get more from the.
It's probably a great
I
lead-in
mean, that's what.
to what you're going to be sharing.
Absolutely.
So Reese,
Okay.
just,
yay.
if it's quick, is it quick, what you're gonna add?
It's quick. One of the things that I read that some friends do in some areas is they show up at every city council meeting or every county
Right.
meeting with a shirt on.
Yeah.
And if nothing else,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
visually
Yeah.
right there.
That's
Exactly,
exactly.
exactly.
And focus them more on those parts of their roles, they would.
Right.
Go
Which
ahead.
So-
is
More
more
yeah.
appreciated.
All right.
That's great.
Yeah.